Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. I am your host, the Avatar Wolf, and this is gonna be something different here. As you guys know on the Discord, at least if you're in the Discord, hopefully, there'll be a link in the description probably below for the Discord. We're doing a chess tournament in my Discord. This is all like people that are basically new to chess. This is basically like a learning session for chess right now, and we're doing a small tournament with everybody. And yeah, so tonight we're gonna go over review the games. Now, in this video, you might see my outfit change from time to time. That's when I'm actually recording, whenever these games have been completely done and like, made. Right now, I'm recording this on my birthday, December 29th, before I go out to get food and whatnot. So there's that. So I'm going to record this first session. We're going to go through each and every game as well. Every time my outfit changes, or like it's a different time of the day, or like seeing how it is right now, it's going to be a different game. So we're going to go through some games here. And the first game we're going to talk about here tonight on the channel is going to be Arrogant Nets fan against Raging Vet. This is actually Billy Dono 13, if you guys don't know, taking on Raging Vet. And Raging Vet should be known on the channel, guys. You guys should know him already. But let's get through. Here's game one of the channel. I have the ELO bar on the side so you can see who's actually having the more advantage in this game. And we start out with something simple with an E3, E5 setup here. Now these guys are new to chess, as I said before. You're not gonna see a lot of theory here in a sense. I believe Ace is going for more of a French defense system, which usually is known for black, not for white, but will progress. Knight to F3. Pawn moves up to D6 for Billy. So Billy's putting a little bit of pressure on the fronter square here. He knows that the knight was going to attack the pawn, so he's defending the pawn, which is a good play by Billy right there. G4 by Ace. I don't know what this opens up, to be honest with you. Maybe putting the bishop right here. If he's going to do this, I would just move the pawn up one, just to have like more of a structure in the back here, and then maybe castle in the long run. But, whoops. But I mean, if he's going to do that just to get his bishop out there, then sure, go for it. Bishop pins the knight to the queen. That's a really good move by Billy here. What that does is that you can't move this knight because he takes the queen. And that's a nice little move right here by Billy, just pinning that knight down. Ace has a response. He puts the rook out to G1. So he has to now move the bishop. Billy should probably move the bishop back to H5 to keep the pressure on the knight and keep the knight pinned. He goes and defends the bishop instead. Now, if I'm Ace, I'm not going to take it yet, but in the long run, you might want to take it in the long run after that. Ace puts the knight out. He's doing some development here. We get a pawn move up to C5. B3 pawn here. And Billy just has a clear advantage here of a 2.2 advantage here. If I'm Billy here, I might just be trying to lock up the dark squares here. Like maybe move this pawn up a one. Seems like he has like a nice little structure in the middle of the board here. And Ace has a lot of stuff he has to do here. Maybe just develop the knight as well and then like get a castling situation going here. Billy moves another pawn up. That is a bad move up because here's the thing. That's a free pawn. Ace can get a free pawn here. He can move the horse in there and not really take any damage with his structure. He gets just a free pawn by Billy. And he takes the free pawn. Now, why did the ELO bar go all the way down is the question. They're saying that to move this up here, one. That's the computer move, though. I'm not sure if actually Billy would see that. He moves another pawn up. And now I think if you're actually Ace, you might go in for a check here. There's got to be a better move than just... Oh. You can actually move the bishop out too and just have a force right... Or, whoops. A nice little attack on this pawn as well. And just completely open up this position and make that horse, like, regret life right now. Ace goes in for the attack instead. And just like that, the ELO bar says it's bad for Ace. And Billy gives back the ELO to Ace here. Like I said, this is a free bishop as well here. Well, maybe not free because the queen will take the bishop here. But, I mean, I'm trading. If if I'm ace here, I don't mind trading a knight for a bishop here. Get one bishop out of the way, and then maybe put pressure on this other bishop here. However, he has to be careful because there is a queen hanging because he moved the knight. So you might want to take this. You might want to try and guard this first, and maybe putting the bishop out right here would be a nice little spot here. Instead, he goes and takes the bishop. Easy take for Billy. That is not a good take. That is not a good take by Ace. Gotta defend your queen. Gotta defend your queen, especially when you had a 7 point advantage here. Just move the knight, take the bishop. So we get some trades here. Get some pieces off the board. Billy decides a castle, a short castle. Ace puts the bishop on g2, going probably for this pawn right here. Going to try and actually attack this pawn right here. It's guarded with the king. Or maybe just trying to move back one after taking it and going after this pawn instead. I don't mind the move, but with a queen, that would have been a better probably choice. Queen goes in. Gives some advantage back to Ace here. The engine's actually saying to go and take this pawn here because this is basically a free pawn. However, if I'm Billy, I'm just taking it. That is not guarded if he does take that pawn. But it does cause a little bit of trouble because you have no pawns in the middle and then you also have your space open. He moves up one to defend the rook or knight. Defend it both ways actually too, so that's not a bad decision there. Whoa, wait a minute, what happened? Not a bad attack by Ace, or by Billy. So if you take the bishop, I'm just gonna go in for my queen. Simple enough. Simple enough. So what does Ace do here? Moves the rook one, going to attack the bishop. Bishop moves back. Was that the correct move? E5? That was the correct move according to the engine. So let's see. What does Ace do next? He moves a pawn up to d4. That's actually the best engine move as well. What that does is it creates an attack here and here. You take with this pawn. I still can take it with here, and then you have to actually do something with whatever you want to do with the knight. It's actually guarded 3 ways, though. I don't think it's really going to be much of a difference here. Moving the knight in. Not a bad decision here. At this point, I think if I'm Billy, I'm taking this and then going for the rook. If I'm Ace. But what do I know about chess? Apparently, I don't know the best engine moves anyways, because like they're saying everything wrong. Take the bishop. I didn't even see the bishop was actually under attack. I forgot all about this attack. But yeah, take the bishop. That's obviously the clear move right there. Ace returns back. Or Billy takes it back. I don't know if that's actually a good move or not, because here's the thing. Ace has more pieces out on the board here. Like, I mean, if you do trade, I mean, you're trading down. You're not, like, losing pieces or whatever. You're just getting all the pieces out. Then you just worry about the queen and, like, the rooks if you do that. So, I mean, that wouldn't be a bad trade by Ace. Anyways, Billy goes in for another attack here. I mean, is he going for the horse, really? He's not leaving this horse defended. This horse is going to be easy takings, and it is easy takings. I got a message. Okay. So, what next for Billy? Probably moving the queen, or for Ace, moving the queen maybe right here. Because the g2 would be a dangerous attack. You get to take your horse or the rook. Or the rook, I said. And I don't know how white defends it. Because he's losing either one or the other. Billy moves back. Okay. A pawn move up. I mean, I guess. Okay. What he's doing is he's trying to give... he's trying to block this from getting attacked. Which isn't a bad move. However, it's still going to be... Oh, no, the knight's here. Okay, so it's defended. Now Billy's putting pressure on the knight as well with the rook. He's going to take this and then just go in anyways. How does ace have a counter to this? He moves the horse in, guarded by 2 pawns. Not bad. Billy just going to take the horse. They trade. And there it is. You take the free horse that was in the middle here. I mean, it was laying there for quite a while, to be honest with you. And now you're having a direct attack on the rook as well. Ace pushes back 1. This is just an easy take of a rook. And we have mate in 10 if Billy can find it. Billy goes in. He gets mate in 9. Mate in 10 still. I mean, here's the thing. You do this instead. You go in. Like, now he has to move. He has to either move here or here. The best engine move says that he should move over here because it delays the inevitable. If he moves up here, it's mate in 1. Or I just went with the wrong move here. Mate in 1. And it's over. Of course, if he moves here, we got a mate in 3, I believe. And it depends on how you do it. I think you move this down for the mate in 3. You force the king to d3. And then the queen to d1 for a check. Queen to d2, probably the way to get out of it. Or no, bishop to d2 to block it. And then you just take it for checkmate. But instead he goes in with the knight, with the rook. This should have been over, though. Just being honest with you guys. c2. Ace just escaping out of the way. I would have just taken. You know why? I mean, just trade it down. Pawns against rook and pawns. I mean, and you have a nice clear side right here to move your pawns up with. Only 1 pawn guarding it, and you got the rook in a good spot to grab all these pawns right here. And if ace messes up, I mean, you know, I mean, these are all bunched together like this. I mean, and you only have 1 pawn here, and you don't have really any piece to defend this onslaught of pawns moving over here. So, yeah. But anyways, let's see what happens. That's a free rook. And that is another free bishop as well. And Billy does take it. He's got mate in 5. We got a pawn move up. Queen to a2 is the correct move to do here. Ace moves the king in the right spot. Where do you think next move would be, guys? It is moved to e8 with the rook. Does Billy find it? No, he goes in with the queen instead. Goes and takes up a pawn. Okay. Pawn moves up. Just take that pawn, man. Just take the pawn. I mean, what's he going to do if he takes the pawn? Oh, I mean, now you're a mate in 5. And this is what actually happened in the game, by the way. Billy moving pawns up here. Free clean range for these pawns right here to make it and get another queen on your board if you have to. It's not bad. I mean, if you really want to trade the queen, like, let's just say he does d5. Okay, now you can't do what I was going to say. But you could trade, like, a rook out. You could trade a queen out if you really have to. You got these pawns over here that you can't stop. Okay, there's a check. You got mate in 5, mate in 4. What's the correct move here? Probably moving the rook to c3. And then going for around here, probably. Billy goes in for the check, gives up his queen. And this is what happened in the game itself. If you're Billy in the situation, you probably don't go for the check. You probably just trade down. I mean, here's the thing. It's not a good move, actually. What would you do in this situation? Maybe just go for a check. Keep stuff going here. But anyways, Billy moves pawns up. These pawns are getting moved up with this rook. Ace, that's not a good decision. You just move here, and then that whole pawn structure is kind of gone. I mean, you lose this pawn here, yes, but at the same time, Ace be losing this pawn, another pawn to help him like win the game. Billy goes defends that pawn instead. Like I said, I would have probably moved this to c8 right here, but the correct move right here for the engine is move this pawn up, which actually would have been a not bad decision either because it's a queen race. Who can get there first? I mean, take it as you will. But he defends the pawn instead. This pawn moves up. And now, I mean, here's the thing. He's losing the foot race because he has to get there in 2. This pawn's going to get there in time to really clean up, but you do have a rook to defend the spot over here. So you're not in a bad spot here. Ace moves up. Billy moves up. Ace moves that pawn. I wouldn't have done that. Let him. He's going to queen first. Queen first. Even if this happens, you can just take it. You can lose that, and then you just put him in check, and then stuff goes wrong. So Billy gets his queen out first. There's the queen by Ace. Now, this is not a bad move. And it's actually better than actually just taking the queen and letting him queen anyways. Why? Because here's what's going to happen. Ace wants to take this. Oh, look. You can't queen. You're stuck. You queen. I take. Game's basically over. You can't get any more queens. You have only a king left. And it was a good move. However, Billy finds the wrong one, and he goes for the check instead. And Ace makes the correct move, going to B7, and this is all basically Ace at this point. Check again. Mate in 7, by the way. Ace just messing around. He wants to get another queen on the board. He didn't see that Billy was just giving him a free queen here. 2 queens on the board. Billy trying to get another queen on the board here, and then there's checkmate. So yeah, Billy had the advantage in game 1. He squandered it away, and Ace took game 1 here on the channel. Game 2. Let's get to game 2, ladies and gentlemen. So Ace is now in the black pieces. Billy's in the white. We got a king's pawn opening. Ace goes for the French defense. Goes and moves the G6 pawn up, which is a queen's knight variation, more than likely, I believe, because of the white putting the knight out first. This is actually more of a Vienna system, but for Billy here. So here's the thing. I know the engine doesn't really like that because you have more of the advantage here, and then like just blocking your way. I mean, it defends the pawn, but now you're defending it 2 ways, and plus you can't really get the knight out right here. You have to actually decide to go here or here, and if you don't like, sometimes I don't like putting knights in the opening on squares that are on this side of the board here. That's just me though. Ace moves the knight out. Billy goes for another trap. Now, this I praised him earlier for this because he pinned the knight to the queen in game 1, but this time the knight's not out there anymore, and it doesn't really matter that much. You kind of just pin the pawn down to the king this time, so whatever. We have a Keno here by Ace, getting some defense up here. If Ace castles here, it's understood, really. Moves up, creates a London system kind of play here by Billy. Not like very similar, but now you can get the bishop out. You have some good attacking pieces here. Ace decides to finally kick this bishop out of the way. Bishop moves down. Another push with the pawn, getting the bishop stuck here. You have to go here with the pawn with the bishop. Billy decides, I'm going to give you a bishop for free. Ace is like, I'll take it kindly, sir. We trade some pawns down. King is exposed now. The e-file's kind of exposed here. And both kings are exposed. And guess what? Ace has the advantage because he can castle and move both queen and rook right in this spot here. And just control the game, where Billy has to get this horse like developed to actually have any contention on the e-file. Horse moves up in a good spot here, but I mean, now here's the thing. Ace, I think, if you castle here and you just control this e-file, you're pretty much in good contention here because you cut off half the board. You make it where Billy can't castle anyways unless he puts the horse out. I mean, this is just bad. And I hate this system with the marking sometimes. Queen goes out, though. He's going after the horse, apparently. Billy just pushes a pawn up. This is guarded, but I mean, kind of opening too much space here if you open it up. Pushes the A pawn. I almost said H pawn. I thought that was the H pawn for a second, guys. But pushes the A pawn up one. Not bad. Moves the horse down. Ace decides the castle. Finally going to have some play on the E file, probably. Billy goes in for the horse. There's a check. There's the knight. Knight gets moved onto the H file. I think you have the castle here. What's the engine saying is the correct move? They're saying to move your horse up, which actually does create an attack on the queen. I don't know if it's a little too... Oh, but the queen's blocking it. I did not see that earlier. If you can't castle, actually, right here. Okay. Not bad by Billy. Moving the pawn up, I guess. Was that one of the better moves, actually? No, they're saying just move the knight up and go attack that queen and get it out of the space. Which makes sense. You go in here, you attack the queen, get her out of the space, and you can castle and be free to castle wherever. G3 up. Ace moves his pawn up. He's going after the horse. Horse has to move. Horse moves into the spot. Now, again, attacks the queen, yes, but at the same time, you don't get a pawn for it, so there's that. Queen goes down, going to attack the rook and the queen spot here. Trying to just control most of these files here. B file's completely wide open now. Just gotta move the horse out, get the rook from this side over here. You're good and golden. Billy goes in. He decides, okay, you want to do that? I'm going to fork your rooks here. So I'm getting one rook either way. Ace says, okay, you can take that rook that's stuck there. Billy says, oh! Ace says this, but Billy says, okay, I'll take this one for free. You're giving both of them for free. We'll take them. We'll take them. And I did not even notice this, that he moved it all the way down, because that is just such a blunder that you wouldn't notice it. And here comes Billy, who gets both rooks, and right here, the elo bar actually goes down more. Why is that? Well, they want you to take the rook instead and just wait, because that rook is stuck here, right? I mean, this is what the actual engine is saying should happen. I don't know about that engine. I don't know. I don't really see it, but basically Ace now has a chance to do some damage here. And I think what they're saying is that if he does this, that's an actual aggression on the king, and that ruins your move here. And you gotta move the king, and you gotta either move to F1 or F2, and F1 is a bad situation for white. But anyways, Billy does take the horse. Ace goes in for the horse instead of the check. Billy takes the horse, and the elo bar says this is basically game over because you just traded queens. Oh man, this is such a tough game right now, huh? Let's keep going. Instead, Ace decides I'm taking the king. Billy's like, okay, I'll trade you my queen. Ace says, no, thank you, sir. I'll castle, says Billy. Ace says, I'm getting ready for an attack. Elo bar goes up for Billy's favor, by the way. Does not do the correct move. Now you're in mate in 6. Check. Check. Wrong move, by the way. You go in here. You force him in the corner. And I believe there's a checkmate right there. Where's the block? Is there a block? Oh, right here's the block. Checkmate. But Ace didn't see it. So he goes in for the check. Billy actually... Or, oh, wait. I thought for a minute that he did the queen move. No. But if you do the queen right there, you get a checkmate. Anyways, back to the game. Ace says no. Billy says no. F1 for Billy. Moves back, does Ace. Looking for that queen spot probably this time coming around. Billy says, I don't like this. I'm getting out of there. There's a mate in 1. Ace finds it. Game over. Game 2 goes to Ace. 2-0 Ace. Ace in the lead with 2 points. Now, here's the thing about my tournament here on the channel, guys. You have to win. If you win 3 games, you get extra points for it. So they had to play this game 3. Ace was the white pieces. Billy was the black pieces. Let's see what happened in game number 3. Ace doing his French defense, even as white. Billy says, okay, I see what you're doing. I'll do the same move as well. Ace moves the horse out. Billy tries and pins the pawn once again. I like it when it's a horse. I don't like it when it's this early on in the game. Just go right here. Come on. Like, you don't have to go fully in. If you want to do something like that, just go right here. Why not? Pushes the bishop out. Billy instead decides to defend it. Ace just takes. Billy will take the pawn back. And right here, the c-file's opened up for Ace. We'll see if he uses it in the future. He pushes the bishop. He pushes the horse out. Pawn gets pushed by Billy. And this is a clear advantage by Ace here, by the way, as you can see. Billy goes in, gets a check. Takes it with the queen. Billy's being very aggressive here in this game. He lost 2 straight. He wants to get back in this game here, as you can see. Ace having none of it. Bishop gets pushed out to in front of the king. Probably bishop going to go right over here, going for the queen, maybe. I mean, nah. Bishop. Ace say, okay, I don't need this bishop here. I'll take this bishop off the board here. Billy says, I'm not trading my white square bishop. Ace says, I'll just sit here until you do. Billy says, I'm going to move my horse out. I want to, like, castle more than likely. Ace says, okay, you do that. I'm going to go for a full-on attack on this B pawn. Billy castles. Ace goes in for the pawn. Billy deciding, okay, I want to trade horses this time. Ace says, no, thank you. I'm going in for the pawn. Billy says, okay, I'll take the horse for free. Ace just going in. Again, Billy said he didn't want to trade this white square bishop. Here comes Ace, who's just going to take it. And now you can't take it with your queen because Ace just takes, and it's just Ace's advantage. I feel like I'm behind. But anyways, instead, he decides to go after the queen here for a queen attack. Ace says, okay, I'll just take your other pawn. Billy goes down with the rook here. Okay, interesting. He's trying to do some counterplay here. Don't know if he can actually connect with it, but we'll see. Ace says, I'm going to attack your rook here. Queen goes down. He's just going to leave the rook wide open. Ace doesn't take it. Instead, he goes after the queen. Goes to F1. Or F6, I'm sorry, with the queen. Finally, Ace decides to take the rook that was hanging for how many moves? 1, 2. For 2 moves, okay. Ace goes in. He gets a check with the queen. King has to move only 1 spot. And now, I believe, is there a checkmate somewhere? Ooh. No checkmate, says the ELO bar, so we're going to go from that. Ace goes in, he goes for another check. What this does is move the king out. If the king actually, whoops, I didn't want to do that. But if the king actually moves, like, back in here or whatever, I mean, Ace still takes this and basically forces the king out. And it's just basically hell for Ace. But Billy does get a rook here. So nice counterplay by Billy here. And I keep thinking that Ace is the black pieces for some reason. But Billy with some nice counterplay here. But White still has the advantage. White just has so many pieces on the board. They have a +7 in material. Just too many pieces for Billy to really overcome here. D4 by Ace. Billy moves back to F6. Goes for the horse, goes in. What happens here is that's just check, and then you move the king out. And then I believe there's one more move. Actually, no, there's not one more move. But you get my point. Just more pressure on the king if you move that pawn out. And Ace does do that. Forces the king into F8. Pushes the Queen up 1. What do you do if you're Billy here? You probably go in for a check. If you're with the queen, Billy instead goes for h5, giving his queen some out, but instead he gives his queen a plus 11, mate in 11 chance for ace. Ace goes in, he gets the rook, mate in 10, Billy moves out of the way. Ace going in with the bishop instead, leaves the mate hanging. I mean, you have to probably go here. Where are they saying you should go for the mate in 10? Ah, bishop back. Ugh. And then depending on where the king goes, if it goes down here, it's mate in 6. You go pawn up, that's mate in 9. So take that as you will, guys. Anyways, back to the game in general, though. Ace going in. Billy wants to get some counterplay here with his queen. Ace just moves his pawn up. Billy takes a pawn. Ace moving another pawn up. Billy moving a pawn up. He's trying to get himself a queen. Ace decides, okay, you want to try and get a queen? Well, my rook's just going to stay here and guard it. You can't do anything about this situation, Billy. You're kind of stuck here. Moves another pawn up. Bishop moves to e3. Queen takes e3. That was just... I don't know why he moved it up there. I mean, he had mate in 8 if he kept going with this move here. I mean, he got the bishop out. And that's what caused the mate in 8 right here, I believe. Like right here, you go e5 to put some pressure on it. Billy has to move, what, mate in 5, queen. Like, let's just say he does something like this. You can still do mate in 5, which next would be your actual pawn takes capture here. Billy goes in, he gets that, mate in 1. Check. Where does he go here? He can go here? No, he can't go here. Where can he go? Oh. Checkmate. But anyways, not seen. Billy takes the bishop. King moves up. And now we have an advantage where Billy can come back in this game, ladies and gentlemen. And all he has to do is move this up. Because here's the thing. It's a check on the king. The king has to move. The pawn can't take the rook because the queen is going to keep him in check. That would have been the best move if Billy could find it. However, sadly, he could not. He does instead try to move the rook. Or, wait. He moved the queen. Whoops, I went backwards instead. My bad. But he moved the queen instead of going in for the check and making this game wide open for the taking. He goes in and moves his queen back 1. Now Ace just moves his rook up to G. I would move it up to actually to H. To H8. But they're saying G1 actually is the best line according to the computer. So we'll take it as you will. Oh, and plus the queen's guarding H1. My bad. I'm not paying attention to the board tonight, guys. Anyways, Billy moves up his pawn. He's trying to actually get the, he's going in for basically the queen. He wants to get another queen on the board. He wants to like finish it off here. There's another mate in 1 chance here, and the mate in 1 is this. So Billy kind of just hang that. Instead, Ace just goes in with the rook. This game is pretty much over. Ace has the advantage here anyways, but like again, this game could have been over much earlier with the queen going in instead. But we get the rook down. Another check here. And there's another check with the queen. I believe there was another mate in 1. Oh no, it was mate in 2. Okay. So here we go. Mate in 1. He moves the horse down. Guess what? Boom. Checkmate. Ace wins all 3 of his games against Billy in the tournament. This is 34 minutes long. I might just make this a actual like YouTube video of just Ace versus Billy week 1 contest instead of like putting it in a whole video line. But we'll see. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll be back with our next game. Probably going to do Shu and Vea or Meyer and Jake next.